And here's kind of I'll talk about the process to set this up. I gave a large window of acceptable answers on this. But the easiest thing to do, you know we don't have a formula for this specific shape, so you do have to break it down into pieces that we have formulas for. Easiest thing to do is to just draw this one line and create a rectangle, which is an area 1, I'll call it, with an area formula base times height. And then this area 2 is a trapezoid. So you could think of it as being area is equal to 1/2 the sum of the bases times the height of that trapezoid. So again, here are the parallel sides. Okay, so if we were to set this up, what you could do is you need to take measurements for these figures. So when I took the measurements, I got the following measures in centimeters. Okay, again, yours may have been a little bit different, but it should be relatively close to what I have written here. These are the only measures that you would need to take. Okay, the only other thing, so this is in terms of centimeters. The only other thing that you would need to do is look at the scale. Okay, and the scale for me, when I measured that, I got about 0.6 centimeters. For that scale is equivalent to 1 foot. And here's how that relates. So one possibility that you can use to solve this is we could take the areas in terms of these blue measures. So 0.8 times 4.4, that's the area of this rectangle. 1/2, 2.5 plus 1.6 times the quantity 2.1, that's the area of this trapezoid in terms of square centimeters. And now, if you're going to do it that way, so if you take these measurements, what you need to be able to interpret is the ratio of parts is 0.6 to 1. So what does that mean if we find the area in terms of square centimeters? That doesn't just translate directly into a 0.6 to 1 ratio, right? The areas would have a ratio of 0.6 squared to 1 squared. So 0.6 squared is 0.36, and then 1 squared is still 1. So this would be our ratio. This would be the ratio for the areas. So if you took whatever area you got with the blues, and then you divided that by 0.36, that will give you the answer in terms of square feet. Okay. Now, here's the alternative in this, and that is to, if you wanted to translate each of these measures into feet right away, so if I took 4.4 centimeters and I wanted to convert it into feet, here's my conversion, 0.6 to 1. Well, I want my centimeters to cancel, so I need to put centimeters in the denominator, feet on the top. So 0.6 to 1 allows me to cancel my units. And so if I took 4.4 and divided by 0.6, I would get about 7.3. 2.1 would turn into about 3.5. 2.5 would turn into about 4.2. 0.8 would turn into about 1.3, and then 1.6 would turn into about 2.7. So if you converted each of these measures into feet, you could then just calculate the area, and that would be your answer. So 1.3 times 7.3 is the area of this upper portion, and then take the sum of these two bases, multiply by 1/2, and then multiply by 3.5. That gives you the area of this lower region, and then just combine those, and that'll give you your whole answer in terms of square feet. And it doesn't matter which one you do, but if you do measure in centimeters, you have to convert by 0.36 over 1, or divide by 0.36 rather than by 0.6. Okay, your answer should be somewhere around 22, I believe. I think I gave it 22 plus or minus 5. So there's a huge range of acceptable answers on there. But that's the process, using ratio of parts to ratio of areas.